Hello, everyone. So I'm back today and I'm here to do something interesting and different from what I've ever done before. The reason I'm doing this? Because I want to talk about the songs in the Across the Spiderverse soundtrack. So I'm going to be ranking them. Now, I'm not good at talking about music, mainly because my music tastes are questionable. However, I'm going to do this and I'm going to try to do this in a very different way than I've, maybe done things before. And what I mean by that is I'm going to look at it kind of in a very critical way in the sense of like clear Oscar contender, sneaky Oscar contender, cool, and eh. Now, the one thing I need to note, despite the fact that, or two things. One, I know this tier list shows the tracks from the original one, but we're going to ignore those for the sake of this. And the second thing is, despite the fact that they're like and cool, those are really just to be critical. This is still a top tier soundtrack, and I love everything on it. And so I can't, so I'm just doing this for the sake of being critical and starting a discussion. So that all being said, please in the comments put what your favorite tracks are from this soundtrack, and because I'm interested in what other people think. Anyways, let's get started. So, the first thing I think we're going to do, or the one thing we're going to go with, is let's start with the top, right, which is Annihilate. Let's be honest, this one is a clear Oscar contender. I don't think anyone doubts that. This is one of the top tier soundtrack like tracks in the entire thing. It is probably the sunflower of this, or maybe it's the What's Up Danger of this, depending on what you believe the kind of pivotal or like the top tier track from the original was. Now, I think the next one we're gonna do, I think we'll keep going down the list. Am I Dreaming? And I think again, this goes up in the clear Oscar contender because again, this is one of those other pivotal top tier um, ones, and I think that's something which, you know, again, I don't think there's much. I don't think that's disputed that much. Now, all the way live. That's the next one we're gonna do. Now, I'm gonna put this one in A. The reason I'm doing this is because again, when you're trying to be critical, you gotta kind of just take the ones that you think, maybe aren't at that same level. So as much as I love it, and like I love everything on this soundtrack, um, I would probably put that one at the bottom. Now, the next one we're gonna do is Danger. Danger. This is another one where I'm gonna have to put this at the bottom. Again, not a criticism of it necessarily, but just more in terms of when you look at how everything shakes out and you want to have, you need it. There's something needs to fall, and I think in this case, it's that one. Next, we're gonna take a look at a Hummingbird, which is right there, and I'm gonna put it under cool. It is a cool song. It picks up. It's good, but it's just not in that same tier of like either sneaky Oscar contender or clear Oscar contender. I don't think it gets even would even be considered to get a nomination. Like that's kind of where I put most of the like those bottom three of there because I don't think they're going to get a nomination or even have a chance of it. Calling. Now this one I was kind of torn between. On one hand, I think it might be more of a sneaky kind of cool thing, but I am going to toss it up here. The reason I'm going to toss it up here is because I do think there's enough in it for it to be kind of because I also think of this in terms of like what could I see getting played to some extent on the radio or kind of be played more broadly outside of the context of the movie, and I think this is one which does have that ability, much like Annihilate and Am I Dreaming. So the next one we're gonna do is Silk and Cologne. Yes. And I'm gonna probably put Silk and Cologne. I'm just looking at my notes. That's why I keep looking over. I'm probably putting it here because I think it is a very good. I think it's highly underrated when you look at kind of people talking about this soundtrack. But I also don't think it is in that clear Oscar contender spot. It's more, and but it is definitely above these things. So I do have to kind of leave it at sneaky Oscar contender, and also being the first one in that category. Next, we have Link Up. And Link Up is going to go in the sneaky Oscar contender. I might end up moving it to cool. I'm very torn on this one because this one, another one that feels like it should probably be in the middle of the two. But I think I'm gonna leave it here for now. I might end up moving it down by the end. Um, Next, we're gonna go with, honestly, what I have to say is my absolute favorite song in this entire soundtrack, which is "Self Love," which I'm gonna put here, mainly because I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's a top tier. Like if I were to rank these in the category, it'd probably be is this one first. Eh, there we go. "Self Love" is my favorite song in this entire soundtrack personally. I don't know why, I just love the vibes of it. And so, it is probably my favorite to like be the sneakiest of all of these. And honestly, if I was being biased, I would just toss it up here. But I'm not, so I'm going to leave it there for now. But that is my favorite one of the entire soundtrack, if being honest. Um, Next, we've got "Home." And "Home" again is something. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put "Link" up here. Yeah, "Home's" going to go up here. "Link Up's" going to go there and just make it nice and even. But again, like I was saying before, this could be there. And "Home" again, it's another one. It's like cool. I don't see it in that same tier just in terms of like, being played and all this other stuff. But I think it definitely is something, it's obviously there. Um, let's go to Nas Morales, which I'm going to put it in the cool tier because I do think it's there. That's what I like. It's not nearly at the level of like these two in my mind, but I also don't think it's even close to here. And so I think this is the kind of the perfect tier for it. Like when I was making these tiers, this song was the one which was kind of my idea for where this, like when I was kind of like, okay, what tier should I have? This was like, because it was initially just clear Oscar contender, sneaky Oscar contender, and then eh. And I was like, no, there needs to be something in the middle because of this one song. And so that created this entire tier. So obviously it was that and Hummingbird, but it was first that one because I went to that one first. Now I'm going to put Nonviolent Communications here. I just think this is honest. Like if I had to say if I said there's a least favorite track, it would be this one. Because I just think it's slow. I don't love it. It kind of, and like, it's a good on its own, but I just feel like it messes with some of the peakness of this entire like, album. And, obviously not everything will be perfect, but I think it is there. And then of course, Given Up, which I'm going to put in the sneaky Oscar contender. However, I would not be against moving it down to Cool, but I think kind of leaving it there makes sense. I think I'm kind of doubting myself now, but I feel like you can't have four sneaky. I'm gonna move it down. I'm gonna leave it as 3. I kind of want to move Home down. No, I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, I will leave it like this. This is how I'm gonna end it. But let me know what you guys think of what I did, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share your thoughts, follow us on social media. What are your rankings for these songs? Do I have anything, like, am I completely wrong on something? And just for context, because why not? Sunflower would obviously be up there, and so would What's Up Danger. That's not the right one. This one, What's Up Danger. If we wanted to, like, be there, then those would be up there, just so you know kind of what I'm saying. But, that's all. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share your thoughts, follow us on social media. And yeah, again, let me know what you think of this soundtrack, and what are your favorite songs. And this really means nothing. This was just a way for me to talk about this stuff. So I'll see you all next time. Bye.